Why the third time though? Why not the fourth time? Right? But why not the fourth time? Why do we care about the number 3? Huh?
That's like in baseball. You get 3
Yeah,
strikes.
that's what I was thinking.
Why do we get 3 strikes in baseball? Come on, Stoner. I know you thought about this before. Why are there 3 colors at a stoplight?
3 colors on the fire.
Oh, I just noticed all the.
No, okay. We don't know. Doesn't matter because it's not important. We live in the West, in a Western society. Okay, what is the dominant religion? Christianity? Why is 3 important in Christianity? Right, third day, okay. The deity, the God that is worshipped.
There's 3 nails.
There's what?
3 nails. Doesn't he nail with 3 nails in his hands and in his feet?
Okay, 3 nails, okay. At the very core of it, though, it's the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. It's the Holy Trinity. Again, because it's we are a Western society, we're Western culture, Western religion, the predominant religion is Christianity. The number 3 just plays throughout our culture, simply because that's just the way that it is. We identify intrinsically, we just identify with the number 3 more than we do with 4 or 6. Like if you see 3, there is something like subconsciously that just kind of strikes a chord with you, like more so than that's why third time's a charm. That's why it's not the 4th time's a charm or the 2nd time's a charm. That's why there's 3 strikes, not 27 strikes. I mean, that's the whole thing. It's something you can't explain. An author puts in there specifically for a reason that will, like again, strike an emotional chord or just further draw you in. Just like that idea with the bed here. I mean, it's something that, you know, when you think of a woman that is repressed or being submissive, and then you throw in the image of a bed, an immovable bed that's nailed down, right? That speaks volumes about sexual repression, and I mean, it's all over the place. I mean, and how, I don't know how many of you guys have seen RoboCop? Okay, it's good. That's enough for me. Okay, I was about to flip out if there had only been like 2 people. RoboCop is an awesome movie, and there are Christ-like overtones or undertones all running all throughout RoboCop. What did they do? Okay, so they killed the cop that became RoboCop. How did they kill him? Not Jesus. How did they kill RoboCop? RoboCop is Jesus, by the way, in the movie. I'm not being blasphemous. I'm saying within the context of the movie, RoboCop. I'm not saying that RoboCop is Jesus in real life. I'm saying, no, when Jesus comes back, I'm sure he's not going to come down with a gray suit and an awesome pistol. No, okay. So in the movie RoboCop, it is representative of the Christ-like Redeemer, the Christ-like figure. How do they kill RoboCop in the movie? Oh, how'd they kill RoboCop? The first RoboCop. You guys, I've got the director's cut DVD. Never mind, I'll answer this. Hey, okay, RoboCop is like, or the cop is, he's cornered by these gang members, and they have him on his back, and they put their feet on his hands, and they blow his hands off with a shotgun. It's pretty cool, but how was Christ killed? His hands were splayed out, and he was nailed to the cross. Right. Well, that was just like that's like the steroided up version of the crucifixion, right? Because they literally have his hands out, and instead of nailing him, they blast him off with a shotgun. And so RoboCop, he becomes RoboCop, right? He gets his mechanical hands and cool things and stuff, and he goes back to cleanse the city. And at the end of the movie, towards the end of the movie, RoboCop is like walking on or in a very thin or very shallow type pool, and toward like the soles of his awesome RoboCop shoes are underwater, but the actual feet are above the water. And he's walking across this shallow pool with this badass pistol out, shooting, and he's walking across the water, just like Jesus Christ himself walked across water. Right? I mean, you laugh. It's true. Don't mock me, okay?
You're like a little kid, you're all excited.
Well, it's just because I'm thinking about that awesome suit he had and that cool pistol, that could come out of his leg. I was so upset when I couldn't be like a real RoboCop for Halloween. But anyway, okay. So, I'm not making this up. I am a huge nerd, obviously. That is true. But that was when they were making RoboCop is a really crappy, but in an awesome way, crappy, movie, B movie. And when they were making that movie, they specifically set up those scenes. They specifically set up that, roided up crucifixion scene. The RoboCop walking across, or seemingly walking across waters like a Christ figure. That was set up from the beginning. Like the filmmakers went into the film with some deep, they were gonna go all deep for, stoners to discuss at length on the, not you, but, the merits of a new Christ-like Redeemer through hardcore violence and machinery. And so, yeah, they do those things for a reason. It's not a coincidence. Authors, you see this in movies and short stories all the time, simply because it's supposed to strike an emotional chord. It's supposed to strike a chord with the audience to help draw you in, to help you identify with the story. And so, images and numbers are never a coincidence. They're always there for a reason. And a lot of the time, it's not specifically to say, this like that Third Time's a Charm, or that short story on shooting an elephant that I was talking to you about. Whenever they shoot and the third shot brings him down. Well, the first shot wasn't the Father, the second shot wasn't the Son, and the third shot that killed an elephant wasn't the Holy Spirit. That's not what the author was trying to say. It was just the use of the number 3, simply because it just holds a place in our, in our mind and on a subconscious level.
So it's like the music video Grenade, how they make Bruno Mars seem like Jesus, where he's carrying his piano.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You haven't seen the video, Grenade?
By who?
Grenade by Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars?
Yeah, well they make him seem like Jesus, since he's carrying his piano up the hill. And, if you listen to the song, you'll.
You are probably correct, sir. I will support you, and I agree with you. If he's carrying something, if he's got something lashed across his back and he's carrying up a hill, that is probably as a reference to Christ. I, however, have never heard of Bruno Mars, so I cannot say with any authority. What's the name of the song? Grenade. I doubt.
You have to listen to it.
Yeah.
The whole song, it goes with the story.
Sounds pretty sweet. Grenade. I'll put that in there right next to my Hank Williams. Grenade. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But okay. So yeah, we see these things again are not a coincidence. They're there for specific reasons, just to, and a lot of the time, right? It's to make. I mean, it's joking about the fact that it's done all the time. That's what after God, the like the rock star pose. I mean, that's why people make fun of it all the time now. Like lead singers in rock bands when they'll do the arms out and stuff all the time in front of the crowd, like they're some kind of
God.
yeah, exactly. And in reality, they just look like an asshole, right? But I mean, because it's done so many times, and it just becomes a mockery in and of itself. But in these stories, it's most of the time they are serious. They're not mocking anything. It's just something to draw the reader in. Now that RoboCop is finished and Jesus and rock stars and all that, we can get back to Yellow Wallpaper. Although I'd love to stay and spend a while on RoboCop and the life lessons that can be learned, then I would move on to Ghostbusters.